What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another episode here on Let It Grow Investing. I'm Jeff. We're going to roll right into what's going on in the market and trying to cover all the madness that is Wall Street. We had some Tesla earnings. We had but a bigger week of earnings coming up. I will go ahead and kind of dive right into that. That is kind of top of mind. I know we're still on government shutdown watch. We're still on, what's going on with this TikTok deal. I know we got that with President Xi of China. That is happening Thursday, I believe. But let's go ahead and share our big tech earnings. We are watching a crucial Fed meeting. We've got a lot of different things coming on out here. Yes, Trump, Xi, sit down. What to watch this week? So big week, guys. We got CPI. We've got stocks close the week at record highs as a delayed release of the CPI report showed inflation pressures moderated in September, coming down from like 3.1 to 3.0. So we are looking at that. We are looking at stocks really moving higher there. We got a 0.1% lower than expected, but slightly elevated from August 2.9% rate. So yeah, 3% for September. Core basis leaving out volatile food and energy prices. Fed's pressure. Inflation also rose by 3% in September, cooling from 3.1 in the prior month. So basically what I just said, core inflation rose 0.2% on a monthly basis after rising 0.3% in the two preceding months. So we do have earnings coming out. Very big week. Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta. We are watching those, right? So a lot of big names, a lot of big hyperscalers, a lot of big advertising. We've got all the mix of the major players right here. So they've been doing really well for the most part. Amazon's only up like 20% this year. Alphabet is not up significantly. Google has been doing really, really well. We've been watching that one. I've been buying that one for a couple of years now. Meta's been doing pretty well. We saw that one in the low 400s. Now we're in the mid 7s. Microsoft, you know what? I own Microsoft, but I got to tell you, I don't follow that one like so closely. I should be better about that. But they're all doing really, really well. Microsoft is sitting at 523. Man, that is stellar. Where were they earlier this year? Let's take a look. There were 524.29 extended hours. We were at 344 in April. So again, another stock that has been doing really, really well. Sorry, I will share this tab instead. We've got Meta doing well. We've got Tesla. And man, this one, they came in and reported higher revenues, lower earnings, but the guide is strong. I think that this thing is going to break out. I am really leaning towards this thing moving higher. I'm seeing some reports saying that this thing could go to 900 within the next 12 to 18 months. I think I'm about there on it as well. I know it's scary when you see this price to earnings at a 311. I know Elon and Tesla kind of come as a package deal, right? You don't really get one without the other. So that can be tricky. And I will admit right here that I made a mistake now using hindsight to relive what I did when, Trump and Elon were kind of having their little spat. The whole political thing, and Tesla was getting hurt because Elon and Trump were kind of on the inside together. They were talking and getting all the things done in the government and trying to, save money with Doge. So there was a lot of different things going on where I didn't know what that meant for Tesla, right? I should have. I should have known better from the standpoint of we've seen this happen so many times when you get Elon on a tangent, right? You've seen him buying X. We saw that. We saw him, kind of backpedaling on different things that happened with a release of a car or not being able to produce this or whatever it might have been. Definitely the thing with Twitter or X, backpedaling as to, we got to change the deal, this, that, the other. It was hurting Tesla stock, right? There was not enough clarity as to whether or not he was going to be the leader that Tesla needed. Ultimately, it was fine, right? And, coming through the Doge problems, that was ultimately fine. There's been a lot of times where Elon detracts from what Tesla is. So while I'm talking about hyperscalers with Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, all the people that are really building AI, And not to say that Tesla isn't doing their own thing, I do want to take more of a look at the picks and shovels type plays. For some people, that is Nvidia. They're building the product that everyone needs in order to build AI. Yes, we're looking at AMD. We're looking at a lot of the power companies, right? That is definitely a big portion of what we're looking at here. So this is something that I took a look at the other day. I'm going to pull this one up. Why AI data centers are creating a global energy storage boom. This is a lot of what's going on in the world right now, right? We are looking at a lot of shortages in power, right? We are looking at the most important AI chart of the decade, Morgan Stanley's projection that U.S. data centers will face a 36 gigawatt power shortfall by 2028. There is also a lot of push to go to clean or renewable energy. We've seen that for years now, right? So it's not necessarily going to be the diesel power plants or the coal or diesel generators or coal or whatever else when it comes to oil. We're thinking, how do we get more power quickly on the grid? How do we back it up? How do we keep it reliable? Well, those diesel generators can fail. We do have that problem. So how do we store the energy, right? Well, it could be batteries. It could be all these different backups. Could be solar. And so we're looking at a lot of different problems that are out there. We're looking at a huge shortage. So one, you're going to have to get that from somewhere, whether it be, renewables or traditional kind of power plant type stuff. There's a lot of different things out there that we're looking at now, right? We're looking at small modular reactors, nuclear. We're looking at micro reactors and how they could fill the gap in primary generation, creating a huge investment opportunity in nuclear energy stocks, right? We've looked at Oklo before. We've talked about NewScale, which I believe the ticker is SMR, as far as the same ticker as small modular reactors, SMR, or the company SMR. So we're looking at these, right? What makes sense here? So we've got Enphase. Enphase has been in a terrible position, right, as far as solar goes. But what about Tesla? Really, where do we go from here, right? Everyone knows that they're a car company. We kind of have pointed the finger for years that they are more than a car company. At least I've been saying that, right? So they're in a lot of different industries that are a lot of secular tailwinds right now, whether it be energy or storage, robotics, a lot of different areas where Tesla really does excel. So we're looking at Tesla solar, Tesla batteries, and I'm really thinking that that could be a huge driver for growth as we look at this data center energy shortfall, right? I mean, that is ultimately something that we have to have if we're going to have all these other companies succeed. We have to come up with the energy in order to run them. So could it be NewScale or SMR? Could it be Oklo? Sure, it certainly could. Is Tesla going to be pushing to fund that or to get into that space? Yes, they are. They're already deploying a lot of large batteries. So we're looking at battery tech increasing. We're looking at solar and clean energy increasing. Oh, I'm looking also at like NextEra Energy. I've been looking at them for a while, right? We've talked about them. They are one of the stocks that we've been buying this year for the Let It Grow Investing Challenge, stocks of 2025. We skipped away from the poll survey every week where we're looking at 5 different stocks that we're trying to cover on an individual episode. And we're looking at like 12 or 13 stocks that really make sense to buy in that individual week. So this week, I'll probably give NextEra Energy the nod simply because I'm looking at energy stocks. A lot of these are getting expensive. Nvidia has been trading a little bit sideways. AMD is still above the 50-day moving average. I still think that they have momentum and upside. And, I still believe in them long term. But I don't know that I really want to add any more right now. Just kind of a me thing. It's pretty full position. I don't want to get too far ahead on that one. I still do believe that thing could continue to run. I would like to see Nvidia get to above like 190, 193, start breaking out to the upside, and then, hey, maybe that's the time when you buy. Because in NVIDIA, I'm going to pull up a chart. We're just going to take a look at that one real quick because that's probably a little bit easier to show you guys while we are taking a look at the chart. We're going to go to the advanced chart here on E-Trade. We're going to pull this one up, and we're going to take a look at just what is going on when it comes to NVIDIA, right? So we're looking at, if we look at the 6 month or maybe the 3 month, that might give us a little bit more clarity as to what's going on here. So we see this thing kind of bounce off this like 186 level. We came down through this 50-day, which is not really a great sign. It didn't really find too much support at the 50-day. It broke through it. And then, yes, we have support here, right? We have support at this 177 level. We found support at 180. We bounced off of it at like 180.28, right around here. Now, do I think that we still can consolidate and break through this and go lower? We could. But we already broke it twice. So the fact that we came through the 50-day moving average twice is not the most bullish of signs. Versus something like an AMD, right? Let's take a look at AMD real quick. If we go to the AMD chart and we kind of compare and contrast the two, we might get a little bit more clarity as to what's going on here. Well, they did break the 50-day slightly, and I mean that's probably I can't get the exact point on there. We were 151 open. We were 156.6 at the high. This line is a little bit below that. It looks like this might be the 151.14. So we did trend down about $5, but then we got that good news and we broke out to the upside again, right? So if we look at this thing, this is more in an uptrend than where NVIDIA is. The fact that they did get this deal done, and we're looking at that massive upswing of about 100 points in a couple months here, that is going to be massive for them. So do I think that we can continue to have more upside momentum? Yes, I do. Does it pull back down to the mid twos, 2.25? Maybe it does. Maybe it comes back down to this 50-day moving average as this average starts to pull higher. But the fact that it has gone above the 50-day, and this 50-day is going to start rising as this is now, where was this one? Sorry, my recording window is in the same place where the date is, October 3rd. So as we get further into like November and we start seeing this 50-day kind of shoot up into the 210s, 220s, maybe we find some support around that. But yeah, I still believe in both of these companies long term. But where else can we invest if you're not looking to get into the chip plays? If you're already in AMD or Amazon or Meta, you've been in them for forever. Say your cost basis is, pennies on the dollar of where it is. Maybe you don't want to add anymore. Maybe you already have a full position like I do. So my thought is, where do we want to invest, right? I do like Oklo. I do like SMR. I do like a lot of the energy plays. But that doesn't mean that we have to draw the borders there. I do believe that Tesla has a good mix of a lot of secular tailwinds when it comes to robotics, when it comes to energy and batteries and battery storage and full self-drive, right? There's a lot of different things that they do really, really well. And then you get Elon on a Elon rant or page or whatever, and he detracts from that. So do I think that Tesla is without its faults? No, I don't. I think it's expensive. But as far as a PE basis, I think there are a lot of analysts betting against this thing. But do I really think that Elon is the problem here? I really don't. And I say that saying what I said earlier, that he has already proven himself that he can do these things. The company still runs. The earnings or the revenue is the best they've had in ever, other than one other quarter that was close. They've got great revenue. They have great growth. Yes, some of the car sales have slowed down, but there is so much more to Tesla than what meets the eye. So I am buying Tesla. That is a me thing. I don't know that it's perfect for you. I'm not going to say it's not without risk. I'm trying to buy back in. I'm trying to ease back into this position. I do have some shares. I'm up 30%-ish on those shares. We do have some in the investing challenge from years past. I do have some in my my IRA, right? I've got a lot of different ways that I'm investing in a Tesla. I did sell it off before. Do I regret it? No, I don't. I mean, it was probably a mistake, but I know that I put that money in other places where it was making more sense to me at the time. And I would probably have to go back and look exactly what I bought with the Tesla shares that I sold. But I do believe that I probably should have held some of it, right? I should have held some of it, but I believe it might have been a covered call. It might have just been an all-out close of position. I don't know what's going on. I know I've done both on the stock in years past, but don't get confused what the stock is doing versus what the company is doing, right? So a lot of times Wall Street's going to punish a stock like Tesla, but the company is still doing really, really well. So you got to remember that. Elon might get punished. He might be in the penalty box, but that doesn't mean that Tesla's down and out. Similar to if Jensen Huang makes a misstep somewhere, that doesn't mean that NVIDIA is going through the toilet. That means that Jensen Huang messed up, right? Depending on what he did, right? If he said something on camera that was wrong, is it the end of the world? Maybe, maybe not. But is NVIDIA still going to win? I believe that they are. Do I think that it's in a holding pattern right now? Yes. Am I getting rid of it? No. I have written some covered calls, not on NVIDIA, but I did write some on AMD. I wrote some on Palantir. I wrote some more on SoFi. I have a lot of covered calls right now because, one, I think the market is a little bit extended. Two, if they get to the prices where I have my covered calls set, I know that I'm going to be selling them at the price that I already agreed to, right? I already agreed to that. Now I'm getting the premium. I was on a phone call with a buddy and I'm sitting there and I'm flipping through stocks and I sold an AMD call for $400. It is what it is, right? It's just another way to make $400 while I'm sitting there just kind of chatting and I'm looking at options, right? And I told him I was doing it. I said, while I'm on this phone call with you, I'm going to make some money and we're just going to keep talking stocks anyhow. So that's what happened. I did that. I did the same with Palantir, and they're all significantly upside, right? So Palantir was, where was Palantir? Is Palantir in like the 140s? Is that right? Am I mixing that one up? No, sorry, 180. I did write the covered call at 240. AMD was at 295. They're all about a month out. So it was like 20 to 25, 30% higher within that given time frame. So that's what I was looking to do. So like I said, I was going to be buying NextEra Energy in the realm of buying picks and shovels plays, not necessarily buying the ones building the AI, not necessarily buying the stocks that are making the chips for AI, but the ones that are providing the energy that we need to run these data centers, by 2028, like we just saw on that report from, what was it, Goldman, or I forget who it was now that I'm saying it. Morgan Stanley, saying that we will face a 36 gigawatt power shortfall by 2028. Some of these numbers might slow down by then. Maybe we don't have the hyperscalers growing their AI plans as much in 2 years. Maybe it accelerates. I'm not too sure, but I know with what we have now and where we're going, and the expenditures and the capex that a lot of these companies have already kind of pointed to, we're going to need more energy. That is a given. And if it doesn't need it for data centers, we're going to need it for everything else that we plug in. We all want cleaner energy, cheaper energy. So if we are able to do that, I think that's a win-win. So for me, I'm going to add ticker NEE, which is NextEra Energy. We only have around 7.25%. Yes, we could take a look at Oklo and take a look at this real quick. Let's see what Oklo says. This one has been all over the place. I figured that we had a little bit more downside there after some of the run that they were on. And then NewScale, SMR, around 6% of upside. So again, kind of to wrap this up, I got to run. I got another meeting. I'm buying NextEra Energy. I believe in the energy shortfall that we are going to be facing as a country and probably around the world in the next 24 to 36 months. I do believe that we're going to need more energy to run everything that we're building. So that is where I'm at. I don't think that the other stocks, the hyperscalers, the chip makers are by any means a poor play right now. But I do think that there's other areas that I need to build a position in before we get to this shortfall. Over the next 24, I'm doing math. Yeah, I guess it's like 24, 26 months. By that time, I do want to have more energy stocks in my portfolio. One, you're going to get a dividend. Two, they're going to be needed. And I'm trying to diversify a little bit away from the chips and from the AI pure hyperscaler type plays. That accounts for way too much of my portfolio after the growth that they've had. So I'm looking to divest a little bit away from there, diversify, and stay pretty well rounded when it comes to my investing style. So that's all the time that I got for you guys for today. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.